Hey guys, how's it hanging out there? Welcome to another episode of Classic Diary. So let's talk a bit about the importance of add-ons, right? So basically everyone knows their add-ons, but were they really necessary to play the game back in the days? No, of course not. Of course not, right? So this is what the using interface look like if you have absolutely no add-ons installed, right? You have an action bar here, you have some back slots here. What you can do, however, is you can show these action bars as well. So you have a few more of them. You can bind them as well, so you don't have to actually click them. You could bind them. And yeah, this was it, guys. Look at this. Look at this. You couldn't even see your health, right? You couldn't even see your health. So it was only displayed if you would mouse over here. And the rage, of course, if you are a warrior. So yeah, I played this game. I played this game for like, don't let me lie, 1 month or so without any add-ons. Without any add-ons, I think I started using add-ons by interacting with more players, interacting with my friends back in the days. You know, one of them said, "Hey, there is this cool add-on that that lets you read the quest instantly, right?" So now you have the option here to instant quest text. But this wasn't there back in the day, because this game right now is based on a patch 1.12. And back in the game, when I played this game, it was, I think, patch 1.2 when I started the game. So I didn't, as I said earlier, I didn't start right from the beginning, but I started at patch 1.2. There wasn't this this instant quest text. So basically, a guy told me, hey, so a friend told me, hey, I found this cool add-on which lets you see the quest text instantly. And bam, this was my first add-on. This was my first add-on, and boy, this was a lifesaver, man. This was a lifesaver. And yeah, so this gave rise to more and more add-ons. I mean, some of them are really unnecessary. Some of them are for lazy bummers. Some of them are really cool, however, like a threat meter. So if you would attack mobs and you would constantly deal damage, and your tank need to hold the aggro, but you are dealing way more damage than him, or than he could hold the aggro. Then you would get aggro, of course, and you're dying because of this. And the threat meter shows you how much threat you are generating, and you have to always be below the tank. This is a very, very useful add-on for raids as well. So basically everyone did have this, or it was a must-have, at least for the damage dealers. And yeah. So now, if you can compare this one, so this is my other character, which I'm basically playing on a casual basis right now. You know how different this looks because I have add-ons installed. So there are my action bars here. They automatically hide after not hovering over it. I have an actual health level here. I have a totally different unit frames. These are unit frames here. I have different chat windows. I have an experience bar that is here. I have my other minimap. I have coordinates. I have quest enabled. So this is basically all due to add-ons. And were they necessary to play the game? No, of course not. But I mean, if you're playing this game for a longer time, you do want some comforts. You do want some comforts, man. And yeah, this is how it goes. But I think when Classic actually launches, I mean the Classic server from Blizzard, I think I want to play at least for a month again, for a month again, to play without any add-ons. Without any add-ons. I mean, just to relive the nostalgia. It's quite a different approach if you're used to have add-ons, and then you're playing completely without it. So maybe I will do this. I think so. So yeah, this is basically regarding add-ons. I mean, you can find lots of add-ons nowadays. What what I like to do is there are some already pre-patched interfaces. So I'm using the PFUI, and you can see there's lots of different stuff here that you can do. You can set up your unit frames, the group frames, and you have even more tabs here. You have panels, you have action bars, you have buffs. So the buffs where they are displayed and whatever. And I have some add-ons as well equipped. So like Atlas or Moped 3, KL3 Threat Meter, Equip Compare, Questy, whatever. So this is what I'm using. I like to have a very tidy UI and then mod it up with some extra add-ons. So this is what I'm doing right now. Yeah, but when Classic launches, I think I won't play any with any add-ons. I mean, what was your first add-on? Do you remember it? Do you remember your first add-on? I mean, this is quite something to think about, right? So everyone knows add-ons, but do you think what your first ever add-on was? I mean, did you play the game for like a week, for like 2 weeks, for like maybe two or 3 months without any add-ons? So I, as I said, played the game for like a month without any add-ons, and my first add-on then was the Instant Quest X. Apart others, but this was the first one I installed. And yeah, do you remember your first add-ons? So you can write me this in the comments, and this would be really interesting to know. So guys, I really wanted to end the session with some personal notes. So this is Sanjin Village. This is basically so here is the starting zone, Valley of Trials, and this is the first step you got after you would leave the Valley of Trials. And this is Sanjin Village, and unfortunately the music is not playing right now. It was really cool music, and it gave off a really cool vibe. I mean, if you just stay here, and then you had these mounts here, right? These raptor mounts. So this is the mount. These are the mounts for trolls. Dude, you came here, you saw those mounts, and you didn't know what to do, man. You didn't know what to do. I mean, sure, riding trainer, so you can basically, okay, you see, okay, maybe at some day I can ride these things, but you actually don't know that these mounts are only for trolls, right? So you think, okay, hey, I'm an orc, hey man, I would love to ride these things. So basically you're coming here as an orc and said, hey man, I do want to ride those things, but hey man, just for trolls, man, just for trolls. Yeah, and I mean, this small village here, it gave off a real good vibe, right? And if you then would go into here, because there are some quest items or quest that you have to gather in this area. I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. Now the music is playing. I mean, don't you feel awesome just to see that here? I mean, see this villages here, these Senjin village here, and then the Echo Isles here. I mean, this is just Warcraft 3 through and through. As a Warcraft fan, this is huge, man. This is huge. So I was standing here back in the days, and I was like, hell yeah, I wanna get over there. I wanna get over there. And then I died. More than once. So yeah, and another very cool fact is, so if you would complete some quests here, you would get this item, right? Really sticky glue. So this is a basically level 5, level 6 item. So back in the day, this wasn't soulbound. This wasn't soulbound, and this was just it was just an item. So you have 10 charges with it, and you can basically create twins, create characters to farm this item, right? To farm this really sticky glue, you just have to complete one quest, and then you can use this item, this level 5 item. You can use this in PvP on level 60, in a duel, whatever. You can use this on certain mobs, even in raid instances, and they would the target would couldn't move. The target simply couldn't move for 10 seconds. For 10 straight seconds. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think you could still damage it, right? You could still damage the target, and it couldn't still move. Was this the case? I'm not really sure anymore. But I mean, This is just a cool thing, man. You have these level 5, level 6, level 10 items that you can also use on max level. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for now. So I think the next episode will feature some zoning aspects here. Maybe I will also include some of the other starting zones. Although I really don't like the undead starting zone, but I do like Malgor. So maybe I will cover these as well and talk a bit about these zones and my experiences with them. And yeah, we'll talk about zoning in general. And maybe we'll get some some episodes on professions, whatever. So again, guys, you can always use the comment section below. Tell me again what your first add-on was, and yeah, I would really love to hear your little stories, because it's all about Warcraft is, right? All about these little anecdotes, these little stories, the experiences, man. Game is so great. This game is so great. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see each other in the next episode of Classic Diary. Take care, guys.